This week on C Plus News Time, Casey Wilson and Diane Raphael are mad they're doing Hulu stuff, Bob Odenkirk is writing a memoir, and Comedy Central is hopping aboard the GIF train. Or is it Jiff? Or does this all matter? GIF lives matter? Oh well, we'll figure it out together on this C Plus News Time.
It's C Plus News Time, delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
I've always wanted to date a juggalette just so I can get some of that dank, insane clown pussy. Welcome back to C Plus News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the comedy news you didn't know about for the week of August 22nd, 2016. Another week, another show ends its run. The Jim Gaffigan show on TV Land aired its final 2 episodes to the surprise of everyone, really. Gaffigan tweeted a message saying that he and his wife Jeannie made the decision themselves. The show, like many, was a passion project. They achieved their dream and did it well. The Jim Gaffigan show humorously painted a picture of what it's like being a fat white male comic with like 12 kids. I love the show and I look forward to guffawing at more projects from those funny Gaffigans. First up, IRL BFFs Casey Wilson and Diane Raphael are making another show for Hulu. Coming off of the success of the Hot Wives franchise, the two are developing a show about women with anger issues titled Unhinged. Wilson and Raphael have reportedly been working on the series for over a year, starting with Raphael's idea of a show about, quote, a woman with a storm cloud above her head. The show seems appropriate after Wilson penned a letter for Lena Dunham's Lenny newsletter about juggling anger issues. It's a good read, but the crux of the essay is that while men have anger, women also have anger. It sounds silly, I know, but too many times do women's characteristics seem to not matter. Unhinged is still in its early stages, but in the meantime, you can hear both of these women on podcasts like Bitch Sesh and How Did This Get Made? Next up, Bob Odenkirk wants you to flip through his life. Via pages, that is. The Mr. Show creator is joining the likes of his fellow comedic writers by penning his own memoir. The book will consist of personal essays of the comedic nature that starts with his days in early improv and sketch. It will also include his time writing for SNL and Late Night with Conan O'Brien and tackle his writing relationship with David Cross. Odenkirk's book comes from Random House, a publisher who put out hits like Judd Apatow's Sick in the Head, Aziz Ansari's Modern Romance, and Nick Offerman's Gumption. And finally, #1 brand in comedy, Comedy Central, is partnering with #1 Jiff Maker site Giphy in order to make the #1 comedy Jiff Maker. The first 2 #1s were on their press release. So sue me. All that really means is sitegoers will have a better time making hot meme GIFs out of their favorite Comedy Central shows. By heading directly to the network's website, you can watch a video, hit a button, and put a timestamp. Boom! You got yourself a GIF. It's very simple and intuitive. Giphy's creation tools have always been easy to use, and seeing as how shows like Broad City and Workaholics have been heavily GIFed for the past few years, this move is a no-brainer. This marks the second social aspect that Comedy Central is heavily investing in. Almost 2 full years ago, the Comedy Network went all in on Snapchat, not monetarily though, for their Emmy push. Last September, using the Discovery section, new original series began development. They then doubled down on it not 7 months later in March by greenlighting 9 more series. This kind of push for a network is commonplace today. Everyone from HBO to Chance the Rapper is on Snapchat, some of them joining as far as back as 2014. NBC is trying their hand at special short episodes of the SNL and The Voice for Snapchat too. The shows have already launched and it's actually a neat idea. For The Voice, the current roster of judges judge viewer-submitted videos. And even E! is making a weekly recap show on the social service hosted by Aaron Lim. But Comedy Central seems to be breaking the trend for a network by putting full faith into its social platforms. No one else is doing it. Sure, Adult Swim put an entire episode of Rick and Morty on Instagram when the service limited videos to 30 seconds, but there's something in Comedy Central's continued spirit to invest in those other platforms. Just look at their Twitter account. Not only are promos, gifs, and pictures uploaded, but they also managed to write some pretty good jokes. Whoever's running the account is one funny bastard, or bastardess. It's 2016. The same goes for the At Midnight account. One of the more interesting moves by the network is their insistence on making web series. Their latest, Junketeers, makes fun of press junkets. These smaller scale shows are just as funny and well produced as their bigger siblings. Imagine if your rich friend had access to one more camera and better actors. That's how it looks. Another good aspect of the web series is that they have to have the chance to be expanded into full-fledged projects. Both Idiot Sitter and This Is Not Happening stemmed from online products. The same goes for Snapchat shows. Just last week, Comedy Central greenlighted James Davis's Snapchat series, Swagasaurus, for TV. Now, it won't be an exact recreation, but considered more as an inspired by series. Davis insists the show will be, quote, lit, promising to bridge the gap between mainstream and urban comedy, one of which Comedy Central is currently lacking. Rip Nightly Show. Whatever the show will be should bow in January 2017. Comedy Central is making smart moves to catch the type of viewers that every network needs. Most of the time, in order to draw millennials, channels and companies do stupid things like hashtags, but making real butts of themselves. This stuff is legitimately interesting though. Plus, I can't pass up a good GIF. I'm pretty sure whatever I put there is totally funny. And that's all the news I have for you for this week on C Plus News Time. Why don't you subscribe and check out one of the videos? Of course, you can always head to the website. We've got latest news, reviews, features, interviews, and other good comedy bits that only I can provide you with. If you'd like, you can follow us on Twitter at C Plus Comedy. Follow me on Twitter at Chad Black White. Like us on Facebook. Tumble with us on Tumblr. And go out and make all the GIFs you can. It's Merry GIF-miss. Here's a good GIF for you. Take away the graphics, Chad. Here we go. GIF. Here you go. You're welcome. Goodbye.